2.2.2 How the microwave voice affects hearing in the brain. The auditory sensory system plays a fundamental role, regarding phonation, in communication between individuals of the same species. It's used to locate sound sources, their distance, intensity and position, temporal frequency and spatial location. In addition to this main factor, other more complex neural interactions are intensified through sound stimuli. A good example is music. Few musical notes combined in a harmonic way are able to activate complex mechanisms in human beings, from evoking memories to intensifying feelings. Music manages to modify the person's physiological representation, which can lead them to a state of sadness or profound joy, causing tears, chills or a rapid heartbeat. It serves as a means of capturing the author's feelings and communicating them with the listener. Like music, sound stimuli can alter our mental state, keeping us alert, creating expectations or surprises, deep calm or total stress. Sound is capable of activating several mechanisms in the brain linked to all kinds of sensations. When this communication is made through verbal code by using language and voice, sound as a transmission channel, the social communication mechanism, which includes processing meanings, comes into play. The word conveys information. The process of interpreting the coding of the word recruits almost all areas of the brain. Verbal communications of humans is inserted into a larger context than in other animals. The auditory cortex is surrounded by several Brodmann's and Wernicke's areas, which are essential for the interpretation of abstract aspects of speech, as well as emotional content found in the contralateral hemisphere and neuronal patterns of speech that are located in Broca's area. There are at least 3 pre-receptor phenomena of great importance for auditory mechanotransduction. 1. First, the length of the external auditory canal and the mechanical properties of the middle ear determine the range of temporal frequencies transmitted to the mechanoreceptor cells located in the inner ear. 2. Second, the amplification of the acoustic signal occurs in the middle ear. It reaches the cochlear fluids, where the mechanoelectrical transducer currents in hair cells are located. 3. The properties of the basilar membrane cause the acoustic pressure wave to propagate to the apex of the cochlea. High-frequency sounds localize near the apex. This frequency distribution is called cochlear tonotopy, in which each tone is represented in one place in the cochlea. It's a complex mechanism responsible for the recognition of frequencies, so that external sounds become audible. High, medium, and low external stimuli are then converted into recognizable signals due to a mechanical property of the basilar membrane. Cochlear nuclei participate in the temporal coding of acoustic stimuli, which identify qualitative properties of sound. The movement in the peak vibration is amplified up to 100 times by the effective active filter provided by the electromechanical contraction in the external hair cells. From here, the neural pathways are connected to various areas of the brain distributed in the bulb, located in the thalamic bridge and the cerebral cortex, and the bulb receives sound stimuli of certain frequencies. Frequency range of 20 to 20,000 Hz, with a peak of between 500 Hz and 5,000 Hz. Human hearing can detect the frequency, intensity and timbre of the sound. The field of audibility, however, is quite limited both in terms of frequency and intensity. Very low intensity sounds are not perceived. However, the most intense ones cause a sensation of pain, so the V2K, intracranial voice microwave voice, is capable of emulating any type of auditory sensation felt by the human being within these frequency ranges. The primary purpose of this technology is to remotely send data and sound information over long distances directly to a person's brain without others around them being able to hear what is being transmitted. It's a silent conversation, because the target hears what is being sent, even if the environment is very noisy. To understand the level of intelligibility with which the sound reaches its destination, the target's mind, it's even possible to hear the microwave voice if the receiving target is at a large musical event with very high decibel levels. In order to illustrate the situation based on real events that occurred with some targets, Let's take as an example a heavy rock concert or any other musical genre with high levels of decibels. The targeted individual goes to the event, enters the venue and finds a good spot amongst the crowd. This place may be close to the speakers, on the side or in front of the stage, it doesn't really matter. Even with the guitar, drums and public excitement, the target will still be able to hear the penetrating messages sent by microwave pulses. The music captured by auditory systems cannot drown out the sound sent via V2K. Another example is a crowded stadium like Maracana, during a championship final. Despite the singing, public excitement, shouting, bass drums and fireworks, the target will still be able to hear everything sent by V2K, because of its invasive sound transmissions of good fidelity. Microwave sounds overlap all sound stimuli processed by normal auditory pathways, resulting from an unusual factor that may cause confusion at that moment. The V2K stands out from the natural sounds that reach the brain and can be used as a charging source, as it uses the energy of the noises captured by the individual's ears and impulse to become even more intense. This phenomenon is going to be discussed later in Chapter 2.7. Another example of how the brain gives processing priority to microwave voices over other sound stimuli, during a street carnival, as one walks among the crowd, amid bands, classic carnival songs, drums and thousands of people going up and down the slopes with the carnival blocks. It's impossible to talk to the person next to you due to the volume of the ambient music. I believe that most people have had a similar experience. In order to communicate successfully, you have to get close and practically shout in the ear of the person who is going to receive the message with enough intensity to overcome the noise of the environment. In this case, the microwave voice stands out, and can be heard clearly even in the midst of a noisy street carnival. In essence, V2K is an extremely efficient and bizarre form of communication. It has several properties and functionalities if applied correctly, in silent communications for soldiers in the field, between astronauts and Earth, or orders for agents in enemy territory, as well as silent communications between two people, for example. However, this technology is most commonly used as a form of debilitating torture, being one of the most lethal psychotronic weapons, capable of continually sending messages to the victim with no possibility of being turned off or blocked. The mere fact of staying alive becomes unbearable. Voices, screams, howls, cell phone ringtones, background music, alarm clock tones, electronic and metal sounds, constant water noise or any other sound that the operator behind the technology wants to convey causes delirium, spatial confusion and emotional lightheadedness. With these unwanted noises invading the individual's brain 24 hours a day, anywhere in the world, the torture becomes extremely serious with direct consequences in all aspects of life. It makes the brain work beyond capacity, usually creating a state of vigilance, negative expectation and permanent alertness. It redirects thoughts at inappropriate times, drawing attention away from the reality around them. V2K also has the ability to evoke memories in an improper manner. Words are one of the ways to access memory. In addition, it keeps thoughts chaotic when the body needs to rest, causing sleep to be less fulfilling or even interrupted and, consequently, it leads to physical and psychological exhaustion.